think it broke half. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, back to this thing. So this is that was at 7:40. Right, I'll take you back to this. And then we have the same day again. At 17:44, 4 minutes later, they have me stopped at a roadside stop at Whitlock Gate, Glasgow. 4 minutes later, same police officer. And then 3 minutes later, on the same day, at 17:47, same police officer has me stopped at Whitlet Drive, Glasgow. Domestic incident. Right? No one. Whitlock Drive does not exist. Right? These things never happened. I was at home at the time. Right? Absolutely outrageous, man. Right? So we have that. So we have. So here we go, back to this wee bit of paper I've written it. Before 6:20, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 incidents of the police saying they were involved with me when I was at home with my wife and kids, and none of these things ever happened. Then we have 6:20, when my wife had the argument. Nothing. Absolutely nothing from Police Scotland about that incident that my wife said she phoned the police when she never phoned the police, because we've already got information from the police that nobody phoned. So it's mental. So when this incident happened at 6:20, my wife started an argument that lasted the whole 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes at the very tops, when she came in and started going mental and trying to grab the remote TV, the remote control off me. And the two were holding it, she let it go, I let it go, and it went blinding in at the TV. Next minute, within 1.5 minutes, she says she's phoned the cops. And I'm like, what are you phoning the cops for? You started the bloody argument. Right? I was just sitting there watching TV. Right? Then I tip her, goes, yeah. And she went ahead, she phoned somebody, she went on the phone and said, can I have the police? My husband just smashed the TV and started, and I goes, you dirty little rat. Right? This is the first time ever she'd phoned the police. I'm going, you just want me out the house. Yeah, dirty. So I went up the stairs, because I knew the police were going to come, because I heard her on the phone. And within 2 minutes the police were in my door, and they didn't even chap the door, they just walked straight in. And when I was up the stairs and she was down the stairs, right? And that's important, right? They walked in and they told me I had to leave the house, and I said, okay, I'll go down my boys and all, and they were nasty, they were cheeky, right? And I got my gear together, I got my gear on because I was in my trackies, I was just lying about the house. And then I'm getting ready to leave, and my son comes back because he sees the cop car outside, and that's the only reason they never jailed me. Right? They were planning. All this was a plan to jail me that night. But because my son came back and he was crying, and I said to him, no, I'm just going to meet your granny jeans. He thought the police would take me away. Right? And I'm saying, no, I'm just going to do it your granny jeans. Blah, blah, blah. Right? And then he goes outside and they try to do a check on me, right? But it wasn't a right check. I've been stopped with the post before, and this was just nonsense this guy was doing. I'm going, this doesn't look right, right? So I knew he'd done a check on me that night. I knew he'd done a check on me. So that's why I done all this stuff, to get the time when these police officers were there, right? And there's been an incident created for a domestic incident, right? But there wasn't. There's never been a domestic incident. But this all goes down to the next night when the police come, when I catch them in my house. Right? So that was the 19th. Right? And I left the house. And I went down and stayed with my mum for a couple of days, and I phoned her the next day, and she's like, stay away, just stay away. And I'm like, I'm not staying away, I've done nothing wrong. Right? So eventually I said, I'll stay away till Friday. Right? Just to let things calm down. But I had to go back on Monday night to get some clothes. So I'm driving home from work, And I goes into the house about 7:15 because I knew the kids would be away. Right, we could maybe have a talk. But I walk in my house and there's two polos sitting there. One in the kitchen, swinging about the chair, and the other one lying in my seat. Right? He jumped up like a rat up a own pipe when I walked in the door. I'm like, what's going on here? Right? So I walks in, and Sergeant McLean's sitting there. He introduces himself. Sergeant David McLean from the Domestic Abuse Unit. We're here for the other night. And okay, right. Oh, this is a normal way you do this sort of thing. Lying about the lounge and he got nasty after that and started asking my wife really personal questions that were right over the top that only me and her knew. Right? About us being in Australia. How the hell did he know that? It was like, what? And my wife, I'm like, whew. But he's told me I have to leave. Right? I have to leave again. My wife's no settled. And he ordered other copper to follow me about my house to go and get clays. Right? Huh? But my wife tells me this never happened this second night. And she tells my kids that this never happened that second night. The second night, when I walked in, and the two polos are standing there, first of all, she acknowledged it for the first few, but she was gaslighting me like nobody. This is like a military operation with her. Honestly, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gaslighting me, ignoring me, no talking to me when I did. I will talk about it later, Or next week, okay, we'll talk about it later, I don't want to talk about it. That kind of nonsense. All the way. Daft ass here fell for it. And I fell for it. Hook, line and sinker. But then she tried to tell me that this night never happened. And I'm going, don't be silly. The police were there. You know they were there. I know they were there. They know they were there. So why are you saying no? Right? Nope. It never happened. It never happened. As I said, my wife said that this never happened.